Yep. So I know a lot of you guys didn't get to finish yesterday, so I'm going to try to make this one short so you have extra time that you can go back and complete the educator from yesterday. That way you can get the grade that you deserve. So today we're talking about the actual organizations that make those changes in the government. So yesterday we talked about all those ways you can do that through things like petitions, demonstrations, marches, letter writing campaigns, all that kind of stuff that you can do. And today we're talking about political parties, which are the organizations that do that. So, a political party, we've got four vocabulary words that have to do with this. The first one is a candidate. Candidate is someone who's trying to get elected. We did do this last year, so if this sounds familiar, that's a good thing. And political parties are organizations that try to get candidates elected. The reasons why they're trying to get candidates elected are so those candidates can make laws that they like and they can change the policies that are in place. So that word policy, I've been throwing that around a lot, and I wanted to make clear what exactly a policy was. A policy is a political idea that could be made into law. So, for example, you can watch different advertisements from political candidates, which I'm sure you see on TV all the time, and they're going to talk about the things that they want to be made into law. Maybe a candidate supports a higher minimum wage. Maybe a candidate supports a decrease in government spending. Maybe they support an increase in government spending. Those kinds of things, those are all policies that candidates support trying to make a change in the government. The last one is political platform. This one's going to be used a lot more than you'd expect because the word platform just means all of the policies together that a candidate supports. So, or that a political party supports. And political parties are composed of candidates who are trying to get elected. So, now that we have that vocabulary, let's move on. Political parties do four things. The first thing they do is they raise money, and they're raising money to do the other three things. Second thing is they get out the vote, so they're making sure that people are going to vote, and they're informing people about the platform. That's because they want people to vote for them, vote for their candidates, so that their candidates get elected, they can make their policies into laws. And the last and biggest thing that political parties do is get their candidate elected. If their candidate gets elected, then the political party can actually make policies into laws. That's the big idea, the big thing that they're trying to do, make their policies into laws through candidates. We have two political parties in the United States. There are actually a lot more. You can look it up on the internet if you want, what political parties are in the United States. But really, the two biggest ones are the Democrats and the Republicans. So we're going to go through and describe the two of these. Democrats they have a donkey for their symbol, and that actually comes from Andrew Jackson. He was one of the first big Democrats, and they called him a jackass, and another word for ass is donkey. So they took the donkey as their symbol. So you've got the donkey, their color is blue, and their ideas, the two biggest ideas, are one, that government should help people. That's the purpose of government, to help people out. And two, that those who have more should pay more. So those richer people should be paying higher taxes. They think that people who are down and out, who don't have very much money, shouldn't have to pay very much to support government. On the other side, you have Republicans. Republican symbol is elephant. I don't know where that comes from. If you want to look it up on the internet, feel free. Their color is red, and their ideas are one, that the government should generally get out of people's lives and shouldn't tell them what to do. And two, that every person should be equal, whether that means that rich people pay the same amount of taxes as poorer people, or that means that people have equal access to things. That's what Republicans are going for. So here are some of the more specific things that each of the political parties represents or supports. So I want you to think about which one of these do you agree with more or less. So read the two sides and be able to explain which one you agree with more or less. To answer that question, go to bit.ly/DTA check-in 1022. That's the date today. And answer that question there. Your answers will pop up on the board. If you want to use your paper to jot down some ideas, feel free. So these political parties, they operate within the democratic process of the United States. Democracy means voting. So we're talking about the process of elections, how people get elected, how people change laws. So there are 4 steps to this. 1, there's a problem. Something's going wrong. And so somebody decides that they know how to solve the problem. So they're going to campaign in the election based on how they want to solve the problem. Then the people get to decide which of those ideas they like the most and who they're going to vote for. So that's why we have step 3. People vote for and elect the candidate whose idea they like. Once that candidate gets elected, then the candidate can try to make laws to fix the problem. So there's a problem, candidates campaign, how they want to fix it, people vote on the idea that they like, and then when they get elected, they can make a change and fix that problem. So fill these in on your paper so that you have the 4 steps of the democratic process. Then we're going to look through one example, and then you'll do a couple with your partner. So the first example, in the 2008 election, Barack Obama was a brand new candidate. He had never been president before or anything. So when he was trying to get elected, there was a big problem in the United States. That problem was that healthcare was expensive and many people didn't have any health insurance. So everybody in America was aware that this was a problem. Barack Obama's platform in 2008 was that he would make healthcare cheaper and he wanted to make sure everyone could have insurance. So he's campaigning on an idea to fix this problem. During the election, people liked his idea and they voted for him, and he was elected in the 2008 election. Then, 2 years later, because he was elected, he was in office, he had power as a president, he signed a bill into law reforming the healthcare system. So you can see the 4 steps. Problem, he campaigned on his idea, he was elected because of his idea, and then he could make it into law. So look at the next example to do with your partner and see how that process bears itself out in that example. That example is FDR and the Great Depression. So read the passage on your paper and think about step 1, what is the problem? Step 2, what is his platform to solve it? Step 3, who do the people vote for? Who gets elected? And step 4, what laws did he pass to solve the problem? All right, and now you're finished for today. What I would suggest that you do, if you're finished early, is go back and look at your work from yesterday and make sure that you finished that. Have fun.